What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. If you're looking for a video to explain everything you need to know about custom tactics, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you mine and dive into what all these tactics mean, what you should use, and what I use in the weekend league. Let's do it. You're probably wondering, why should I listen to this clown? Maybe because I'm the best player in the world? Duh. Okay, maybe I'm not the best player in the world, but I'm pretty decent. I'm in Division 1. I got a skill rating right now of 2139. And I do consistently hit Elite and Weekend League. Watching these videos definitely can help you improve and move up the rankings. So if you're looking to improve in FIFA, move up the rankings, start playing better, you're in the right place. What is up, my people? How y'all doing today? Hopefully great. Before we get into the video though, if you're new around here, please do subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate it. It's completely free, no cost to you. Really helps me grow the channel and lets me know you guys like the content, want to see more of it. So please do that. I'll do appreciate it. And now let's get right into it. Go with some custom tactics here. A little FIFA tutorial, best practices, what you should be doing, try to improve your game. So we're going over custom tactics today, a little bit of formations, what these tactics mean. We're going to start very basic, so if you're kind of an advanced FIFA player, what I might be talking about in the first couple of minutes might bore you, but trust me, later on I'll get into more advanced stuff and what stuff actually means and how it can help you. So we're going to start off really easy here. So custom tactics, pretty much it allows you to change your formations and change the way your players perform, their roles, their instructions on the field. So just the example of how we change the formations here. So first I'm going to go off what everything means, and then I'm going to go into even what my tactics are and explain why I chose them. So you can see here I play, this is a 4-3-3, but I don't play a 4-3-3 in game. So this is just what I use for chemistry. And then you go to custom tactics, and then you just pick a different. I use the defensive one so the defensive one is essentially my balanced formation, and then attacking is my attacking, ultra defensive is my defensive. I don't really use ultra attacking or balance. Balance is just kind of the default, and then defensive is essentially my balance, which I immediately when the game starts I just switch to balance, and it switches me to a 4-1-2-1-2. So what you're able to do is you're able to change the formation, and then you're able to change where the players are on the field. So I don't want to play the 4-3-3, I want to go 4-1-2-1-2 wide. That's why I have this, and you can change where the players are, what the positioning is, stuff like that. So I'm just going to go run through what everything is. So I'll just go to the balance. So this is what you're going to see when you first go on custom tactics right here. It's going to be unbalanced. All the bars are going to be in the middle. So let's just walk through a defensive style. This is how your team defends. It's how, when you lose the ball, what your players do, how they react, how to try to stop the guy from scoring a goal. So balanced is balanced. They're not really going to do anything. They're not going to drop back too far, and they're not going to exactly press, trap, and try to win the ball back. They're going to sit right in the middle. It's going to be a mixture of both. So if you don't, I'm going to say this about the video, if you don't know what to do or you don't know what you like, first I recommend trying everything out. Or if you just have no idea and you're clueless, go balanced. It's the default, and you can't go wrong with it. So then you have pressure and heavy touch. So what this is anytime the guy either turns his back to you, traps himself in a corner, or his guy takes a bad touch, he takes a touch and it goes far away from his guy, you're instantly going to have 2 or 3 guys swarming him trying to win the ball back, because he's going to get flustered, and that's when you kind of put the pressure on, and that's when you try to win the ball back. And then you have press after possession loss. So what this is if you're attacking the guy's goal, you're on his 18-yard box, and you make a bad pass, he wins the ball back. Instead of dropping back and trying to defend, your guys are instantly going to try to win the ball back as high as they can up the field, and they're going to try to win a ball as high as they can up the field, as I just said. I'm just repeating myself here like an idiot. Yeah, so they're going to, 2 or 3 guys are going to trap, they're going to kind of stay forward a little bit as opposed to dropping back. They're going to try to win the ball, and the pros of this are you win it back high, and then you can instantly just attack the goal. So that's why people do this. I like it. And then you have constant pressure, which is no matter where he is on the field, no matter what your team is doing, no matter what his team is doing, your team is always going to press the ball. There's going to be 4 guys, you're going to be doubling the ball all the time. He's not going to give him any space. Your guys are constantly going to be in his face, trying to win the ball back, no matter where he is, no matter what his touch is, no matter how he's playing. Your guys are always up pressing him, trying to win the ball back. And you have the complete opposite, which is drop back. Drop back is as soon as you let the ball up, your entire team is like, okay, peace, drop it all the way back. They're going to drop back to their goal. They're going to sit deep. Pretty much, they're not going to let anyone get in behind them. So you want to drop back. Maybe if you're playing some guy that has pacey strikers, you get hit on the counterattack a lot, or you're just struggling to defend as in general, drop back. Because then they're not going to be high up the field, so they're not going to need that space in behind to put the through balls in, or over the top balls, long balls, anything like that. So drop back will help you defend more and also not get beat in the counterattack. And then you have your width. So look at the screen there. 1 second. My dog's acting up. Okay. Width is how wide your team is going to defend. So if you have it all the way down, you can see in the bottom right in that diagram, they're going to be very narrow. Pretty much you're going to surrender the wings in the wide areas, but you're not going to let anyone run through the middle. So if you're playing a very narrow formation, or if the guy just doesn't use his wingers at all and just goes to the middle every time, you want to be more narrow. And the opposite, if you put it all the way up, it's going to be wide. So if the guy's playing very expansive, he's only using his wingers, he's just swinging balls in the box, he's just running up and down the wings, crossing it in, you want to be more wide. I don't recommend for any of these, really. No matter width, depth, players in the box, corners, any of this, I don't recommend going to the extremes, going all the way 1 or all the way 10. I just don't recommend it. If you're in doubt, just as I said, just go right in the middle, or you can just play around with it. Put like maybe on a 3, see how you like it, and then put it up to like a 7 or 8 and see how you like it. Don't go to the extremes, because when you're going to get caught out, like you go here, they're just going to run right through the middle of you. And if you go all the way down, he's just going to go wide and no one's going to be able to stop him. So you've got to find your balance and see what works for you. And then depth is how high up the field your back line will be. So if you're all the way down, your back line is not going to push up the field at all. So you notice this in your build-up play when you have the ball in his area and then right when you lose the ball. So typically, as you're building up, your team is slowly creeping up the field because you want to win the ball back higher and put more pressure on him. If you have this lower, you'll get to a point your defenders are just going to stop. They're not going to go any further, and they're just going to surrender that midfield area, kind of. And if you go all the way up, they're just going to press them. The whole team's going to push up. The back line's going to push up, and it's kind of a way of pressing without enabling the press up here in the defensive style. And then, so moving on to offense now, you have your offensive style. We're going to go, so the first is long ball. Long ball is your forwards are always running in behind, and your midfielders, your fullbacks are going to look for either a long ball over the top, a through ball, and that they're going to look for pretty much to get in behind on one pass and try to get it on goal. Fast build-up is as soon as you win the ball back, it's similar to long ball, but not really. So long ball, you're looking for one pass over the top or something and you're in, whereas fast build-up, as soon as you win it back, your entire team, center backs, defenders, midfielders, they're all going to push up and they're going to look to make like 1 or 2 passes and to try to get you in behind. Not necessarily putting a long ball over the top, but kind of winning it back and then the whole team is going to shift forward. So the cons to this though are if you surrender the ball while you're doing that fast build-up, like maybe your first pass is a bad one, your whole team's pushing up, the counterattack is right there where you lose the ball, you can just run right through your defense. So you got there's pros and cons to all these. You got to figure out what works for you. Then you have possession. So possession is like an example in real life would be like Manchester City, very slow. Players aren't necessarily making long runs and you're going to play long balls. It's the complete opposite. People are always going to come short. They're going to play little 1-2s, kind of keep possession, dominate the game, slow build-ups. You're going to pass around the back for a little bit and slowly creep up the field and try to always keep possession. And just kind of the mentality is if they don't have the ball, they can't score, and we're going to dominate this game. So if that you have to play kind of defensively, very slow build-up, this is for you. And then balance is it's the best of all worlds. You can play possession if you want to. You can slow down, or you can speed it up and play a long ball over the top. If the opportunity presents itself, it's kind of your players will adjust to the situation you're in. If there's a chance to make the run, your player will run in behind. If not, he'll kind of come short. So balance is, as I say the whole time, if you don't know what you like, just go balance, you can't go wrong. And then width is, so instead of defensive width, this is attacking width. So this is going to be, mainly affects your wingers. So if you play with wingers, the wider this is, you put it all the way up, your wingers are basically going to be hugging the touchlines. They're going to be, like if you pass it out wide, your play's going to be all the way out there. So it's good in the sense that you might be able to, the wider you play, stretch out the defense and kind of find those gaps in between because they're so stretched out and they can't be compact. But the downside of having all the width all the way up is kind of your team is too spaced out, so it's kind of hard to find passes. Like there's no one really linking the play up, they're too spread apart, then it's kind of hard to find someone to lay the ball off to. So you got to find that balance, or if you go all the way low, if you love to play narrow and just run through the middle, then you want to go all the way down. Players in the box is, so it could be in terms of crossing. I think it's mainly in terms of crossing. So if you're playing it out wide, if you have a midfielder or a winger in like a crossing area out wide, then the higher you have it, the more players will get into the box. So it's pretty much, if you love to swing crosses in and you love to play attacking, you want to have this higher. But the downside is that you have no one sitting at the top of the box or hugging the midfield area to try to stop the counterattack. So if you don't win the header in the box, and they can counterattack you very quickly and be right up against your back line right away. So you can play all the way down, and then they kind of, if you hate being counterattacked, you can just have it all the way down, and your striker is the only one in the box, and the rest of the guys are kind of hugging the outfield area, making sure no one gets beat. And if the ball kind of gets cleared away, they're right there to pick it up. So whatever you like. Corners, simple, just how many guys you want in the box and the corner kicks. Same thing as player in the box though, higher it is, the more susceptible you are to the counterattack. So be careful with that. Free kicks, same thing as corners, except instead of a corner, it's a free kick. So pretty self-explanatory. And then I already went over formations. You can change it to whatever you want. Change where the players are. I can put Sterling here. So even though Kimmich was my midfielder, I can play him as a striker, and they don't lose chemistry. So that's the beauty of this. And then here we go with instructions. So depending on where the guy's playing, he'll have different instructions. So ignore the formation just because I messed it up because I just randomly put Kimmich as a striker. So ignore that. But the instructions are still the same. Supporting runs. This is kind of where your guy is going to play in the field. So he can drift wide, stay central, balanced. So as a striker, if you don't mind him getting wide, whereas if you have a target man, somebody you like in the box, kind of staying center so they can get shooting chances, have him on stay center. Again, I'm saying the whole video. If you have no idea or if you're just happy where you are, balanced. Oh, go balanced. When in doubt, go balanced. Attacking runs, what's going to happen when you have the ball and he's looking for a pass? So you got a pacey striker, want to play through a ball and behind? Have him on, get him behind. Mixed attack is the balance in this situation. Target man, he's going to put his back to goal. He wants to play to his feet, and he'll be either the playmaker or he wants you to get the ball in front of goal so he can turn and have a shot. False nine is you have he's more like a center forward as opposed to an out-and-out striker. He'll sit back a little bit. So this is what Messi used to play at Barcelona. He occasionally still does it, but now he plays more as a winger as opposed to a false nine. So your guy necessarily isn't going to be all the way advanced trying to get shots off. He's going to drop back a little bit and he's the in-between attacking midfielder and a striker. He's not quite a striker, he's not quite an attacking midfielder, he's right in the middle. So that's what that is. Interceptions, aggressive or conservative, it's just how aggressive you want your guy to be. If you don't like him taking risks, conservative. If you want him to be looking for interceptions all the time, go aggressive, or just go in the middle, as I've said the whole time. Defensive support, do you want him to come back in defense or stay forward? And then it's pretty much the same for all the forwards here. And then your midfielders. So you have attack and support. If you don't like your midfielders getting forward because for some reason you're dying the counterattack, either have them drop between defenders or stay back while attacking. For me, personally, stay back while attacking, I've noticed they do kind of roam forward a little bit. So if you want them to really stay back, drop between defenders is better. If you want a defensive midfielders to definitely stay back 100%. get forward is if you have an attacking midfielder, if you want him to score goals and get in the box, have him on get forward. He'll always rush forward and try to create chances. Balanced is balanced. You know how we be with balanced. Support on crosses. So this is what you want your midfielders to do when the ball's in the crossing area. Do you want him just to mix it up depending on the opportunity? That's balanced. Get in the box or cross is he's gonna run in and try to win the ball and get the shot in, or stay on the edge of the box, which is gonna be stopping the counter attack or getting the clearance and kind of recycling the play. And then you have interceptions. We went over interceptions already. Aggressive or conservative. Position and freedom. I don't really change this. I stick to position. Free roam, I mean, you can play around with it. This really, to me, doesn't make that much of a difference. So you can pick whatever you want, play around with it, see if it makes a difference to you and how you play. If to me personally, I don't really notice it. And then you have your defensive position. So you want your midfielders kind of covering the center, protecting their center backs, or if the guy plays wide, you can have cover the wing. So if your full back gets beat, he can drop back and cover for him. It's just where you want him to play defensively. And then going to the defenders, attack your fullbacks. You can have them join the attack, always overlapping. So here, if Douglas Costa has the ball, Mukiel will always run up the wing, kind of support him. So if you have attacking fullbacks, that's what you want. Otherwise, stay back while attacking is the defensive option. Again, interceptions. And then for the fullbacks, your run type. Inverted would mean, so if Costa has it on the right wing, so this is Costa, Mukiel would run inside of him because it's inverted. Kind of on the goal side, and then the opposite would be overlap, which would be he would run on the side of the touch line, the out of bounds line. So it's whatever you want there, or mixed. He'll mix it up depending on the situation. And then we have our keeper, saves on crosses. You can have him either come for crosses. If a cross in the box, he'll be more aggressive, come out, try to catch it or punch it. Or you have cautious. He'll stay back. He won't take a lot of gambles. And if the shot comes in, he'll be focused on saving as opposed to getting the cross away. And then saving outside box, you have either a regular or a sweeper keeper. Sweeper keeper is you guys going to come out of the box and try to clean up the mess. If there is one through a ball in behind, he'll charge forward, kind of like Neuer does in real life. Or you'll have balance, which is he'll stay back and be focused on saving the shot when it comes in. And then roles, you can change who's your captain doesn't matter, but then you can change your free kicks and your corners, your penalties, all your set pieces right here. Whew, okay, that covers that, and now I'm gonna go into what I do and why I do it, and yeah, why I do it, and how I've got success with it, and just why I think it works. So this is my balanced. It says defensive, but I explained before, defensive is basically my balance because I switch to defensive right away, and I play with this for the majority of the game, depending on the situation. If it's tie game, or if I'm up by 1 or down by 1, I'm staying like this. So from the start, I go press after possession loss because I like it better than press on heavy touch because I like to press, I like to get in their face, I like to win the ball back and play kind of attacking and aggressive. Constant pressure, it's just tough though, because if you use constant pressure and your players get strained of their stamina way too quickly, and by halftime you're going to have to make subs, it's just not worth it to have the constant pressure on the whole game. I like press after possession loss. They still get pressed, they're in their face, but they're not wasting all that energy. And I think it's more valuable than press on heavy touch, because press after possession loss, you're pressing when the ball is in their half. So if you win the ball back, you immediately have a goal scoring chance. Whereas pressure on heavy touch, it could be anywhere. So if you could be pressing in your own half if the guy makes a bad touch, and then you win the ball back, and it's just like, okay, now what do I do with it? Whereas press after possession loss, you win the ball back, and there's immediately a goal scoring chance. That's why I like doing that. Balanced, you could go balanced. Drop back, I don't like, just because I mentioned before, I like to play aggressive and attacking. Depth, I just go down 1. I don't really mess with this too much. Just to be safe, I go down 1 because I absolutely hate when I'm playing someone and I'm just killing him the whole game, and I just for some reason can't find the goal, and then he just plays one pass in behind the counterattack and I lose. Like I hate that. So just as a slight precaution, I go down 1 so my defenders are slightly back, so I'm not as susceptible to counterattacks. And then offensive style, I go balanced. I don't change it up. Balanced, keep it simple, don't mess with it. Width, I like to play kind of wide. Now that I look at this, I'm going to go down one. I like to play more wide than usual. I love using my wingers, getting crosses in, using skillers out wide to try to make guys miss in the penalty area. I love playing wide. I just think it stretches them out more, and I love using my wingers. Douglas Costa, 5-star skills, and he just causes fullbacks a lot of problems out there. Players in the box. So this kind of goes along. Most of my stuff is set up so I don't get beat on the counter attack. I have this down because I don't want all my guys rushing in the box. Same thing as the same reason behind the depth here. I don't want to be attacking. He wins the ball back and he's already on the counter attack with a chance to score because I have everyone forward. I don't like that. I like being a little safe. I go down. I put it down to 3 here. You can play for around 2 to 4. I don't like going to 5 or higher. I just don't like doing it. Because as I mentioned, you put too many guys forward, he's got Mbappe or someone fast up top. He's just gonna counterattack you all day. Corners, same thing. I only put it on 2 just to be safe. My priority on a corner kick is not to score a goal, it's not to let up a goal, ironically, because that's how FIFA works these days. The amount of goals people let up off the other person's corner kick because they win the ball back and run down the field and shoot and score, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I hate when that happens to me, so that's a precaution there. Not trying to stop that. Free kicks. I mean, it's free kicks. I don't really score like indirect free kicks a lot. Like if I shoot them, I score a lot, but I don't really score a lot from swinging the ball in on crosses. I don't know. I just feel like that never really works in FIFA. And to shoot, you don't need people in the box, so that's why I have that down. I mentioned this is my formation, so I'm just gonna go over a few of like the good formations. I like this because I like having that triangle right there with my 2 strikers and my attacking midfielder. As I mentioned this whole video, I like to play attacking and aggressive. I like to get guys forward, and I like this formation. I think you almost need to have a defensive midfielder of some sort in this game, so that's why I like this. It gives me the attacking options while also I have the defensive midfielder there with Kimmich to kind of clean up the messes. So I like this formation. You can also go with the narrow version of it. This version is good in this game. 4-4-2, I'm going to go against what I just said here because I'm an idiot. But this formation is also pretty good in this game. I mean, there are no defensive midfielders, but I mean, you can play the one with the defensive midfielders if you would like. But 4-4-2 works. 4-1-2-1-2, any of these, the wide or the narrow. And then obviously the people's favorite, the 4-2-3-1. So any of those formations work. It's just your preference. But play around with them, see what you think is best. I'm going to go over the instructions. I'm going to show you my attacking and defensive plans. So Lewandowski, I have stay central because he's my striker. He scores all the goals. I don't want him going out wide, swinging across the net. I want him to stay in the center, shoot, get his head in the ball, put it in the back of the net. That's what I want him there to do. Rashford, he's fast. I want to use his pace, so he's on getting behind. Yeah, that's it. Nothing really else. Get in the box for cross, Rui Costa. I score so many goals when Sterling and Douglas Costa go up the wings, swing balls in. I use the RBA when I get out wide, and it kind of drills a low ball in. And I score so many goals with the 3, Lewandowski, Rashford, and Costa, getting in the box and just getting a tap in the goal. I love doing that. That's why I get in the box. I love doing that for him. Sterling, I got and get him behind. He's got some pace to him. Why not put a through ball into Sterling, let him use it. And then I have Douglas Costa on stay wide because, so Rashford, I use him to get in behind here because of his pace. So I like to use Douglas Costa on stay wide because it kind of stretches the defense out a little bit. And it pulls that center back kind of out towards Douglas Costa because he's over there. So it gives Rashford more room to run. He can kind of run in diagonally. He can run straight in behind. It just opens up more space for him. Fullbacks, I think you need to do that. You might get away with it in lower divisions and in lower rankings, but in higher divisions, you start playing better people, I think you almost need to have your fullbacks on stay back while attacking. Because you will get counterattacked like there's no tomorrow if you have your fullbacks charging forward, swinging crosses in, and losing the ball. So for me, I think this is a must to have your fullbacks to stay back while attacking. If you're in a higher division, like Division 1, and you're getting elite with attacking fullbacks, let me know how you're doing it because I can't even imagine it. Kimmich in the midfield. My defensive midfielders, no matter what the formation is, I'll always do the same thing. Unless I have, I only have one here, so I have him on drop between defenders. I want him sitting back. I don't want him charging forward. Cut passing lanes, I always do that. And then cover center, I want him sitting. He can run the ball out wide with his wings all the time. I don't want him getting through the center and getting a one-on-one with the keeper. That's what I'm trying to stop here. So that is my balance. I'm going to quickly go over my attacking. So attacking, I got to get back in the game. Constant pressure. The depth's a little higher. The width's a little lower. Kind of focus on getting the ball up the field, finding people open. Again, corners and free kicks. I got more players in the box. My formation is the same, except my instructions are a little different. So now my fullbacks can get forward when they need to. Kimmich can get forward when he needs to. And then I'm pretty sure I have one of these, like, my forwards aren't getting this back as much. I think I have one. Sometimes I don't have them now. But sometimes I put them on stay forward, so there's more attacking options. So this is just all about winning the ball higher, getting more pressure on, creating more chances. I might let up more goals, but if I'm down by 1 goal, I'd rather give it all I got and lose by 2 than say I didn't try and lose 2-1. You know, you have a better chance of getting back into it this way. And also, constant pressure is very good in this game. It's just that it drains your guys, so you can't use it for the whole game. But if you're down a goal, 20 minutes left, constant pressure, put it on, go after him, try to get a goal, get back in the game. And then when I want to see games out, I go ultra defensive. Here, actually, so I'm tactics first. I drop back a little more. I play possession based, slow it down a little bit, keep possession, don't let them get the ball. Nobody's forward. Nobody. I don't let anyone get forward. I will not get counterattacked. I don't care if I score a goal. I have the lead. I don't need a goal. He needs a goal. So no one's in the box. No one's getting forward. People are sitting back. The depth is lower. We're sitting back a little bit. And then width is the same. Formation, no. I go to a 4-2-3-1 because it gives me more defensive stability here. I get the 2 defensive midfielders and the 3 midfielders able to get back when they need to. So there's a lot more cover. And then got the midfielders and stay back while attacking. All the defenders on stay back while attacking, and then all the forwards, I have them on. You see defensive support right here. I'm going to come back on defense. Makes me a lot more compact, a lot more tougher to get through, and just helps me see games out. And if I'm winning by 1 goal or 2 goals and there's 10 minutes left, I just switch it to this, and these guys defend like there's no tomorrow, and they help get me the win. So in the end, that's all that matters. So we're doing this to win the games. So that is going to be the end of this video. Again, I'm not in any way recommending this. I'm simply saying try it out, see what works for you, because at the end of the day, it's all about what works for you, what fits your system, your style of play. This is what I think fits my style of play, how I like to play the game, to play attack-minded, and when I try to get back in the game, or if I'm winning, this is what I switch to. So play around with it, switch around your play styles, what you do, and at the end, you're just looking for what works best for you. I hope I was able to explain everything good enough so you understand what everything means, all these tactics and stuff. They are very useful. I definitely recommend using them. It helps you become a better player. So if you felt I didn't explain something good enough, or you want just a little more information about what something might mean or what it might do, just drop a comment. I'll answer it right away. So I hope that helps you guys out. So as I said, if you're new around here, please do subscribe. That's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.